Hi guys, welcome to Reality React channel. In this channel, we watch reality TV shows to recap, review, and for the fun of it. Today, I am going to recapping the Mommy Club season 3, episode 5, and titled here is To Second Chances. Guys, I found out what they meant by if Noksie is between V and Happy is at Oxford Road, or what that connotation of Oxford Road. Apparently, Oxford Road is known for having prosty there by Rosebank. And I'm like, why are they? Okay, they're just being mean people. And I also heard during the week that they have apologized for being mean and being bullies, and they're saying it's not okay to bully another person. But they intentionally bullied her to a point of calling her a prosty. Like, no. Such adult women with adult kids, especially V and Happy, to be saying such things about another person that didn't do anything directly to them that we saw. Because even if she did do something, but we didn't see, so it looks like they're just being said, all the women that are just like bickering and being bitchy about nothing because someone who looks younger is happy and she is in a good mood. So the episode starts with Mrs. J praying to her ancestors and to God, and calling her husband and talking about how he needs to light a candle in her ndumba on the other side that can be accessed by anyone except for family members. So she needs that to happen. And the guy says that that thing has been done by the helper, but she's saying, go and light up the other place. And she's reading. So like Mrs. J is connected with her sense of self and sense of her ancestors and her calling. And then Happy was also calling Titi to find out how the kids are doing, and also just to show her how the view is beautiful there by the boutique lodge. And then also, so now they go on the game drive, and in the game drive, they are enjoying talking about how East Tembu is such a good thing because the guy told them about McDonald of the animals that is interested in that is having multiple female McDonald's that he entertains, and then and Happy says that is my thing. I think Happy is trying to say that even if we found out that she's dating a married man, we can't blame her because she's been claiming to be pro Eastern. Yeah. So it seems like when people get out of these marriages, they decide to get into someone else's marriage, and when they feel like they can't get their own husband, that's what they do, and they are pro all of these things. I mean, makes sense if you. I'm not judging, literally. I think I understand where they are coming from, but yeah, and that's it. And then now, someone asked, where is Noksie? Because I had assumed that before I watched the episode or last week, I had assumed that Noksie had gone back to Joburg. And she had not. She just didn't join them. And Peladi says in a diary session that maybe Noksie is having a hangover, so she's sneezing it. They're enjoying themselves, and it's a good thing that she didn't come. Both her and Mrs. Sunday says the same thing. And then Mrs. J tries to fight for Noksie. She tried. I feel like she tried to defend her to see, can't you guys see her point of view? And then Peladi says, you must also see my point of view. But your point of view is skewed, and everyone can see that you are not you're just stamping on her. And if it's like a group of people trying to bully one person, then maybe there's a need for Mrs. J. Actually, one of them should have told her that Peladi and Mrs. Sunday that guys, as much, especially the host, guys, let's get together. Let's try and find out what happened without calling each other names, without like when what's her name? Paladis said at the other dinner table that she doesn't like Noksie. Happy should have said, no, you can't say that. Or Mrs. Sunday, one of them should have said, no, you can't do that. She is part of this club, and in this club, we try to get along. So if you say you don't like her from the third meeting of meeting her, then there's something that needs to be fixed instead of just letting it be out there and be, hi. So as Mrs. J is trying to fight for Noksie, she really tried. It's just that it's not going through the ladies' head because they just set on hating her and they are just set on misunderstanding her and Happy. I don't know if she's not aware of herself or what, because she says when Mrs. J tells her that also Noxie is not happy with the host, which is Happy, but she's like, oh, what did I do? What did I do? Hypo. At one point, even whether she had it or not, you called her a postie. And even if he didn't say anything, there's things that she is doing that shows that she is not pro-Noksie. And she's the one who invited her worst part. She's the one who invited her to this thing. Even if she's working, but she's the one who organized the whole event and she's supposed to make people feel comfortable. So they get off the bike ride, and then they go and Happy and Mrs. J goes and sees them stay close to the crocodile, and the ancestors comes in for Mrs. J, and Happy tries and hold her, and she says part of the reasons why she went is because she wanted the Baguenas to be out. And I'm like, I don't know. Happy is just a happy person, hey? There's nothing we can say or do. And then once they are done, Mrs. Sunday's comments on her diary session, guys. All I hope for is that when it comes to the reunion, she will be the one that stands up and say, I was just surprised that such things happen. Because I mean, that comment, oh, Mrs. J is doing that. She acts like she has never seen. Okay, but I also have never seen a sangoma in real life, like having their ancestors being provoked or them beeping unnecessary. Okay, beeping when the ancestors want to be acknowledged or something like that. But her reactions in those diary sessions and the person that's there at the same time is two different people. I wish you could bring that person that is in the diary session in the event so that we can see that if she can, bring the spice, if she wants to bring the spice, because yeah, it's kind of dull. The only person they are focusing on is Noksie, this Noksie that. Even Happy, it was the end of the whole thing. She says in her diary session that it was it was a nice thing without Noksie, without Noxie's disrespectful undertone, and Noxie's them needing to push her hair and stuff like that. So they had a good time on the ride, other than if she was there. And then she tells them that she is organizing a birthday party for Didi, who's turning an extra year old. No mention of her age. I saw her TikTok live where her and Didi was busy saying she's 25, and Happy said that you want people to think that I'm an old person, and I'm like, I wonder how old is Happy. Is she not in her late 30s, if not early 40s? So she could have a 25-year-old if she had that child when she was still young. And what is this thing that they're trying to do? Hide Didi's age. If someone, is it that important? She's not even part of the cast like that. She's just a child. She's an extra. So you can say how old she is. And also when she called her, she was asking if she was done with the assessments. And then she said that, yeah, she's done. Actually, they are closed. When did they shoot this show? It's very confusing, like to watch. Maybe they shot the show and then went in to have the first dinner. I don't know. Because that's also possible. It's the only way it makes sense. But it wouldn't. Okay. So she tells them that the next event that they need to do, next thing on the itinerary, is that they are going to have a picnic, and she is also going to go talk to Noksie. But they didn't show us the part where she spoke to Noksie. I would have loved to hear what Noksie thinks of Happy if she she could have had a proper and honest conversation about him. And they have the picnic. So at the picnic that's organized by Happy, Nox arrives later than everyone else, and then towards the whole thing, she asks them, "Do you guys have anything to say? And how was the trip?" Mrs. Sunday gives her a lip drip, um, something like gift to say thank you for the event, and she praises Happy and says that the event was good and all of that. And then Happy asks them, "How are you guys feeling?" Mrs. J is honest, and she says that she would like to detox some of the things that had happened at the event, and so that she can be happier about her own feelings or whatever. And then everyone else says that they are okay, but they all can see that Pelady and Noksie are not going to talk to each other, and they are not happy with one another, and they both in their diary session says that they don't care about any one of them. And then I think this is the vibe that they are getting from Noksie. The Noksie from the diary session is the Noksie she's bringing to the event, because she keeps saying that she's dealing with a child, and I'm just like, sis maybe needs to tone that attitude down, because that's part of the reasons why they are angry at her. And then at the end of the whole thing, she says that the Mummy Club is toxic. And I'm like, she's right from her own experience. These people have been mean to her. And she says that she's not going to forget the experiences that with the voice being asked that, what do you do for a living, and getting angry. So they pack up to go back, and Happy says that she wants them to go back in the same way they came in. I don't think that was a ghost hosting skills. You can see that both, as much as Mrs. Sunday is kissing Pilates ass, you can see that there's a bit of tension there. I think I would have said Mrs. Sunday could go with Pilates or Voyo or whoever that she's happy with, except for Mrs. J, so that you can also make you can also make Noksie a bit comfortable, not to say that they need to now drive close to 3 hours back to Joburg together with the people that they are not happy with. And then we all know that they will be bickering. Oh, but I don't know. Maybe Mrs. J will get the Pilates point of view. But I don't think at this point she cares, because they all spoke about Eladi, about Noksie. So Mrs. J already get the idea of what she possibly could have done to her, except in the bathtub. But I don't know in the bathtub what really happened, but that didn't happen. In the next scene, we have Mrs. Sunday and her older son that we never met, and she probably didn't even talk about him in the show. So the son was raised by his grandmother from his father's side, and then now he's grown. The grandmother had passed on, and so he had to go and stay with his mom. And she's reflecting on how when they broke up with the father of this older boy, it was hurtful for her to let go of her son, and she didn't want it to look like she had given up, or one of those mothers that abandon their children and stuff like that. And he's also saying that it wasn't that difficult to live without her, except people were asking, why is your mom this old? And he is also liking that he is getting the perspective from his mother's side to say how bad things were and stuff like that, and all of these things. And then she says that part of the reasons why it became so difficult for her to be part part of his life, it was because she broke up with the father of with his father, so things were not going that good. And also, Kabele let us know that he goes out partying with his mom, and she's like a cool mom to him. And it seems like Mrs. Sunday is a good person in general. Yeah. But for some odd reason, she gets excited in the diary session. And I don't understand. Maybe she just brings out the funny side of her or the mean side of her in the diary session. And yeah, so it comes off as she's being a mean girl. But you know what? She seems like a cool mom. And even her nanny, her helper brings out the snake. She asks her, "Why are you not wearing your uniform today?" Sin has Titi and Vuyo's child going to fit her dress. And then she says that in part of her deco, it shouldn't be said how old she's turning. And I'm just like, why is Happy and Titi trying to hide when she's birthday this girl? Guys, the aggressiveness that Noksie has, I'm sure it's the one that transcended when we were not watching, because the way she keeps, I'm sure, I don't know how many times I should have written it down. Once she said child number one, child number two. Now I'm dealing with a child. I think that's what happened in Palala. And that's what those ladies saw. So in the next scene, we have Rosette and Noksie meeting up. And in summary, Rosette agrees that with the girls that she shouldn't have called Mrs. Sunday ugly. And also she agrees with Noksie that these women sound like an awful bunch of women, and the way they treated her is not, she doesn't deserve it, it's not warranted, there was no reason for it. And I think I get where Rosette is coming from. She's only getting the version from Noksie's side, and she's not getting the version from the other lady's side. Not that it's important, because they've already decided that she's a bad person. So I think that it's a good thing that Noksie is meeting up with a person that fully agrees with her, that she feels like they are on the same side. She feels like she's talking to an adult. That's what she said in her diary session. I think this is why these ladies are having a problem with her. And also, we must remember that she also tells us that Happy is the one that said that Noksie marrying a white person is not an achievement. And she said that she didn't throw jabs at Noksie, which she did. So that's why I'm saying that Happy seems like she's not self-aware, or she doesn't hear herself when she talks. I don't know what is going on in her brain, but we need to find out, because it's not right that you can say that I didn't do anything to you while you know very well that you did something to the person, and that's why they were unhappy in the whole trip. And you, as the organizer, I hope she changes her ways, because it's not right. And also, Rosette is a good friend, because she tells Noksie when she's wrong, and she also tells her when she's right, because sometimes you don't need a yes ma'am type of people. And also, Rosette was a good addition, because Noksie does not know anybody in the Mummy Club, and she doesn't know anyone except for the OGs. She probably saw them on TV as well. So yeah, it's not like she really knows. I think that's part of the reason why I find her Rosette edition interesting. And my child at the birthday venue, and she's so happy. Titi is over the moon with this thing, with her birthday party, and they all arrive there and they're all happy. But in the next scene, we see that Mrs. J is not keen on being the one that sits while her child is standing somewhere outside, because Titi brought strangers into the birthday party. You know, they treated Titi's birthday party like it's a street bash where everyone can come in without others happying. So now people are sitting outside, and Happy is also not having that. So like this. That's how the episode ended, and next week you will see how they will sort it out. Even though Happy is, I don't know, the party looks fine, but Happy is busy saying that she doesn't understand why the mummies are not happy with their kids, adult kids being outside, which makes sense to me. I don't understand, why must they be outside when you have invited them? They should be inside partying with everyone else. That's it, guys, for this episode. Thank you guys for watching this recap. See you guys in the next one.